Have you ever wondered where your smartphone was made? Or your t-shirt? Or even the coffee you're drinking right now? For the last few decades, the answer has likely been everywhere. A complex global dance of design, manufacturing, and shipping brought that product to your hands. This intricate web is what we call globalization. But what if I told you that this era, the one that has defined our lives in so many ways, might be coming to an end? It sounds dramatic, I know. The end of globalization. It's a headline you might have seen popping up more and more. And it's not just clickbait. Some of the world's most influential economists and leaders are seriously discussing this shift. So, what's really going on? Is the world about to slam its doors shut? Let's break it down. First, let's get on the same page about what globalization even is. At its core, it's about the increasing interconnectedness of the world. Money, goods, and ideas flow more freely across borders than ever before. Think about it. You can order a gadget from Shenzhen, watch a K-drama on Netflix, and invest in a European company, all from your living room. This was the dream of the post-Cold War world, a flat world, as some called it, where everyone could trade, connect, and prosper together. And for a long time, it worked. It lifted hundreds of millions of people out of poverty and gave us access to an incredible variety of affordable products. But lately, the cracks have started to show. And there are three major forces prying those cracks wide open. First up, geopolitics. The friendly, cooperative spirit of the 90s has faded. We're now seeing a rise in competition between major powers, most notably the US and China. This isn't just a war of words. It's a battle for technological supremacy, economic influence, and control over critical supply chains. Remember the trade wars. Tariffs, sanctions, and restrictions on technology exports have become common tools. Countries are no longer just asking where can we make this cheapest, but who can we trust to make this? This shift from efficiency to security is a huge deal. It's forcing companies to rethink their entire global strategy. Instead of one giant global factory, we're seeing the emergence of separate, competing economic blocs. It's less we weigh all in this together, and more it's us versus them. The second major force is the fragility of our supply chains, which the pandemic laid bare for all to see. When COVID-19 hit, those super-efficient, just-in-time global supply chains suddenly looked incredibly vulnerable. One factory shutting down in one country could halt production for a company on the other side of the planet. We saw shortages of everything, from masks and ventilators to semiconductors for cars and gaming consoles. It was a wake-up call. Businesses and governments realized that putting all their eggs in one far-flung basket was a risky bet. The new buzzwords became resilience and reshoring. That means bringing production closer to home, or at least diversifying suppliers to regions that are geographically or politically closer, a practice known as friendshoring. And the third force, which is perhaps the most fundamental, is a shift in public opinion. For years, the downsides of globalization were often swept under the rug. While it created winners, it also created losers. Manufacturing jobs moved from developed countries in the West to lower-wage countries, hollowing out entire communities and leading to a sense of being left behind. This fueled a rise in populism and nationalism around the world. People started questioning if free trade was really fair trade. There's a growing demand for policies that protect local jobs and industries, even if it means products become a bit more expensive. The political will to push for ever deeper global integration just isn't there like it used to be. So, you combine these three things: geopolitical rivalries, supply chain shocks, and a public backlash, and you get a perfect storm that's pushing against the tide of globalization. But here asks the important question: Does this mean we're heading back to a world of isolated national economies, like in the 1930s? Almost certainly not. That's why the end of globalization might be the wrong headline. A better way to describe it might be the rewiring or reconfiguration of globalization. We're not unplugging from the world, but we are changing how the plugs and sockets are arranged. Let me explain what this new world might look like. Instead of one single, integrated global economy, we might see a multipolar world with several regional economic hubs. Think of a North American bloc, a European bloc, and an Asia-Pacific bloc, each with its own key players and supply chains. Trade will still happen between these blocs, but it will be more managed, more strategic, and perhaps a bit more complicated. We'll also see a greater emphasis on what I'll call regionalization. Companies will want their suppliers closer to their customers. A car company in Germany might shift its parts manufacturing from China to Eastern Europe or Turkey. A U.S. tech firm might move assembly from Southeast Asia to Mexico. This reduces shipping times, lowers geopolitical risk, and makes supply chains more robust. This is already happening. We're seeing huge investments pouring into places like Mexico, Vietnam, and India as companies diversify away from a single point of failure. Another key feature of this new era will be the weaponization of economics. Critical goods like semiconductors, rare earth minerals, and even food are becoming tools of foreign policy. Countries are using their control over these resources to gain leverage over their rivals. This means we'll see a massive push for self-sufficiency in key strategic sectors. The U.S. is pouring billions into building its own semiconductor fabs. Europe is doing the same. Everyone wants to control their own destiny when it comes to the technologies of the future. So, what does all of this mean for you and me? Well, there are potential upsides and downsides. On the downside, this shift could lead to a period of higher inflation. The reason so many things have been so cheap for so long is because we made them in the most cost-effective places. As we prioritize security and resilience over pure cost-cutting, prices are likely to go up. Your next smartphone or pair of sneakers might be a bit more expensive if it is assembled in a higher-wage country closer to home. There's also the risk that increased competition could spill over into actual conflict, which is a scary thought. But there are also potential positives. Bringing manufacturing back could create new jobs in regions that have been left behind. It could lead to a renaissance of industrial activity in North America and Europe. Shorter supply chains are also better for the environment. Less shipping means a smaller carbon footprint. And having more resilient supply chains means we'll be better prepared for the next global crisis, whatever it may be. Moreover, this doesn't mean the end of global connection. The internet isn't going away. We'll still be sharing ideas, culture, and digital services across borders. In fact, the trade in digital goods and services is booming. So, while the globalization of physical things might be slowing down, the globalization of ideas could actually accelerate. So, to wrap it all up, globalization as we knew it, that relentless, 30-year push for maximum efficiency and integration, is changing. It's not ending, but it is evolving into something new. Something more fragmented, more regional, and more politicized. We are moving from a world built on trust and efficiency to one built on mistrust and resilience. This is one of the biggest economic stories of our time, and it's going to reshape our world in ways we are only just beginning to understand. It will affect the price of the goods we buy, the jobs we do, and the very stability of our world. It's a complex and messy transition, with both risks and opportunities. And it's happening right now, whether we notice it or not. Thanks for sticking with me through the deep dive. It's a huge topic, and we've only scratched the surface. What do you think? Are you seeing signs of this shift in your own life? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this interesting, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content that helps make sense of our changing world. See you in the next one.